Hello, mathematicians who are in first grade. I am here today to continue working on some measurements and length comparisons with you. So, let's make sure you're prepared and ready to go. I have my Module 3 math workbook with me today, and you should too. I'm on the page where it says Lesson 6 Problem Set, and I will see a picture of a fly, a caterpillar, and a bee. Okay, we'll want that page and also a pencil to write with on that. And the other thing we will want are our centimeter cubes. So, we have our centimeter cubes, our math workbook. I'm setting both of those things off to the side for just a moment. We're actually going to get started right in our book today after we talk about our I can statement. So our I can statement says, I can compare lengths of objects. And this is a very big word today, compare. It's a very important word because we not only need to be able to tell, oh, something's shorter or longer, but now we're going to work on the exact amount shorter or the exact amount longer. So I want to show you something, and if you'd like to do it with me, you may do that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and I have a glue stick handy here and I have my dry erase marker. So I'm going to start with my glue stick, if it will stay still. It doesn't ever want to stay still. Well, that's okay. I'll get some centimeter cubes to hold it down. I wanted to go ahead and measure my glue stick. Okay, so I'm going to get my glue stick. I'm going to start with my end point. And I'm going to just gently start moving these cubes right up against it to measure it out. There we go. Now they can stop my glue stick from rolling for me. Alright, that looks good. I have my end point, awesome. Okay. Changed my mind here. I'm going to grab a counter instead of my marker. Okay, I'm going to grab a counter and measure my counter too. So if I want to measure the widest end, so down here, now I still have space here to get to my other end, so I'm going to put another one. Remember, straight lines with our cubes, starting at an end point and ending at an end point, right? We don't want to go too far or not far enough on our object. Now, first graders, when we compare lengths of objects, we might say, well, the glue stick is longer than the counter, or we might say the counter is shorter than the glue stick. Okay, now what if I were to ask you, how much longer is the glue stick? How much longer? And I'm actually going to remove these just so we're looking at their measurements for a moment. How much longer is the glue stick than the counter? And there's a few ways we can do this. We could do this in our head. We might say, okay, if the counter is 3 and the glue stick is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me label that. We have 8 and we have 3 for the counter. Okay. Well, I might say, okay, how many does it take to get from 3 up to 8? What is left here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cubes that are different. Or I could count on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 cubes. So we would say the glue stick is 5 centimeters or centimeter cubes longer than the counter. Or it can go the other way. It can be how much shorter is the counter than the glue stick. And in that case, you kind of do the same thing. Or you could work backwards. You might say, okay, 8 to get down to 3. What's my difference? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. 5 still. Okay, the difference is 5. Okay, ready to practice with me? We're going to get back to this in a little bit. It's not going to be the first thing we practice today. Okay, keeping my cubes off to the side close to me because I'm going to need them here in a minute. I want you to grab your math book and I want you to grab your pencil. because the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use a tool that we always have on us called our eyeballs to try and measure something. Okay? So the first thing we're going to use is we're going to use our eyeballs. Our other tool we will use are our cubes, but not yet, so put them off to the side. Our directions on our lesson 6 problem set say, order the bugs from longest to shortest. Shortest is back over here. By writing the bug names on the lines. Okay, that's the first thing. So we're going to order them based on what we see, longest to shortest on the lines. Then, not right now, but then we will use centimeter cubes to check our answer. We'll write the length of each bug in the space to the right of the pictures. Okay, so it says the bugs from longest, so we'll put the longest bug here to the second longest, or the second shortest, and then the shortest one and the last line. Okay, so let's take a peek. Using your eyeballs, which one might look the longest? Which of those insects looks the longest? Well, I see the bee is definitely shorter than the caterpillar. And the fly is a little closer, but the fly is still shorter than the caterpillar. So the caterpillar must be the longest one. So we're going to take the word. You can copy the word caterpillar for the first line. Okay, now we want not the very shortest bug, but the next shortest. So we're thinking about the bee and we're looking at the fly. That one might be a little harder. They look kind of close. What do you think looks longer? We want the next longer one. I can kind of see, they kind of seem like they have the same end point here. So if they have the same end point over here, oh look, looks like that fly goes a little bit longer. So I'm going to write F-L-Y, fly. And then that would leave my shortest one to be the bee. Okay. One way we use a measurement tool is with our eyeballs. Now let's check our answers. So we're going to measure each insect with our cubes. So go ahead, and you don't really have to wait for me on this one. You can go ahead and measure each of the insects, and you can write their length down. Now the fly has these little arms or antennas or something sticking out there, so I have to make sure I measure those too. Okay. Go ahead and record your answer for each insect. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for my fly. You should also have 5 centimeter cubes for your fly. Okay, if I take that off, go ahead and do the caterpillar and the bee on your own, and we'll check our answers and compare. What'd you get for the caterpillar? I got 7, so you should have 7 too. Okay, so far, let's see. Caterpillar is longer than the fly, so that's what we have. Now that tougher one was the bee. We couldn't quite tell with the bee and the fly. So I'm going to make sure I start over at the end point by the bee's head, and I'm going to go all the way to the bee's tail end. Okay, and the bee looks like only 4. So let's see. The caterpillar has 7 centimeters, the fly is 5 centimeters, and the bee is 4 centimeters. Did we put them in the right order? I think we did. Good work, first graders. So we had the longest, okay, because the most centimeters is 7, so it's going to be the longest was the caterpillar. Then next we have 5 and 4 centimeters. So 5 is still bigger than 4, even though it's close. 5 is the fly, so we have fly, good, and then our bee was the shortest. Awesome job. Okay, now that we've warmed up our brain about longest to shortest, or shortest to longest, we can go either direction. Now we're going to work on that skill of finding out how much longer something is or how much shorter something is. So make sure you pay close attention. If you turn your page, there's a whole page over here that you may do for extra practice, if you'd like to do it for extra practice. Okay, we are going to do one of these story problems that's on the next page. Okay, we're going to use our cubes to help us figure this out. It says use your centimeter cubes to model each length and answer the question. Write a statement for your answer. Ooh, statement. Remember, those are those fancy math sentences. Okay, let's try number 3. We're going to use our centimeters to model each length. That means we're going to make the length that they give us in the story problem with our cubes. Peter's toy T-Rex is 11 centimeters tall, and his Velociraptor is 6 centimeters tall. The question is, how much taller is the T-Rex than the Velociraptor? Okay, I'm going to get my pencil here so I can mark some important information. Peter's T-Rex is 11 centimeters tall. I'll go ahead and circle that. And his toy Velociraptor is 6 centimeters tall. So we want to find the difference. How much taller is the T-Rex, which is 11, than the Velociraptor, which is 6? So let's make those two measurements with our cubes here. So if I'm making the T-Rex, how many cubes am I going to line up to show the T-Rex and how tall it is? I'm going to line up 11. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, that was 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, 11. Hopefully you have enough cubes for this, boys and girls. If you do not, don't worry about it. You can look at mine and use that. So there's my T-Rex, my 11, and my Velociraptor is going to have 6 cubes. So I'm going to make a new measurement of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure they're nice and straight. I made them so they have the same end point, which is going to be helpful for seeing what's extra. Okay, so pause me if you're still laying out your cubes and you want some time to catch up. If you're still with me, then we'll continue on. Now, our question asks, how much taller is the T-Rex? So here's the T-Rex. It's definitely taller, right? We can tell that with our eyeballs. How much taller is it than this one, though? So we have 11 and 6. How many more cubes would we need to go from 6 to 11 cubes? That's what it's asking us. How many more cubes would we need, or what is the difference between those two numbers, 6 and 11? So since I see these two line up, I can see all the extra right here. Okay, this is what's going to be more than 6. See how I left these two even now? This is what's left. This is the difference, or what is more. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to show you a different strategy you can use. Maybe you like to use the numbers in your mind. And you might say, how do I get from 6 to 11? And you count on. So you might go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many? Our difference is still 5. So we need to write a statement now. now that we know our difference is 5, our statement's got to answer the question, how much taller is the T-Rex than the Velociraptor? Okay, and if we're writing a statement, we'll write something like this. T-Rex is, now we want our number. How much longer was T-Rex, or how much taller? 5. I'm going to put cm, and you can too, to shorten it. That word centimeters is very long to write. T-Rex is 5 centimeters longer, right? T-Rex was the longer one. And a period. Statement is a fancy math sentence that answers a story problem's question. All right, let's do one more. Number 4. We have Miguel. Miguel's pencil rolled 17 centimeters, and Sonia's pencil rolled 9 centimeters. How much less did Sonia's pencil roll than Miguel's? Now, this is a kind of a big number, 17, and I already know that I don't have 17 centimeter cubes, and I'm going to bet none of my first graders do either. So we're going to do this one a little bit different, okay? Since we don't have 17 centimeters, because then we need 9 more. So we need 26 centimeter cubes, and I don't have that. So I'm going to try a different strategy. I can still use my counting on strategy, and instead we might draw a model. We can draw a model of how far Miguel's pencil rolled. Let's write an M for Miguel. And we're going to use a long rectangle to show how far Miguel's pencil rolled. And I'm labeling that 19 centimeters. Okay. Do you remember how far Sonia's pencil rolled? Put an S for Sonia. Hers, oh, I made a mistake. It's not 19 centimeters. Miguel's rolled 17 centimeters. I hope you caught that. Okay, Sonia's rolled 9 centimeters. Right now, is 9 more or less than 17? 9 is less, so we are going to only make Sonia's a little bit long. Only 9 centimeters for Sonia's pencil. So we know that Miguel's went farther and Sonia's went less. It wants to know how much less. So we need to find the difference between 9 and 17. So we have to figure out, what is all this space here? Question mark. We don't know. What's this difference here? How can we get from 9 to 17? Could we count on? We sure could. I'd say that's our best plan here. We're going to count from 9 up to what number? We will count from 9 up to 17. Are you ready? Okay, you can stick 9 in your mind. You can stick it on the table, however you like to do it, and we're going to count on. Ready? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Ooh, how many fingers are up? How many fingers do we have up? What was the difference? I have 5 and 3 more. 5 and 3 more is 8. Good. Let's write our statement. How much less did Sonia's pencil roll? So let's use Sonia's name. I'm going to go ahead and write 8 here so I don't forget. Sonia's rolled, R-O-L-L-E-D, 8. We can use centimeters there. More or less? Did Sonia's roll 8 centimeters more than Miguel's, or 8 centimeters less than Miguel? Sonia's rolled less, right? Hers didn't go as far, so we want the word less. Sonia's rolled 8 centimeters less. Very good work. you have a first grade teacher smiling today for following along, being responsible, and taking charge of your learning. Awesome job. This can be some tricky stuff. So you're going to show me what you learned today by completing, turning the page, your lesson 6 exit ticket. Okay, just this page, one page where you see the tools. You see a wrench, screwdriver, here's the word wrench, screwdriver, hammer. If you want to underline those words, you can too, so that you know how to spell them because you will be using them down here. So it tells you the wrench is 8 centimeters long. The screwdriver is 12 centimeters long. The hammer is 9 centimeters long. Okay, so you have all your measurements, 8, 12, and 9 centimeters. So, you don't need your cubes or anything for that, do you? Your job is to order the pictures of the tools from shortest first. So your shortest tool you will write the name of here to longest. The longest tool will be last this time. Okay? You need to write the word, not the number. Okay, let me say that one more time for you. You need to write the word, the name of the tool, not the number on these lines. Okay? Shortest to longest. All right? And then number 2 is going to ask you a comparison question. How much longer is the screwdriver than the wrench? So you will have to take those two measurements, right? The screwdriver, here's the screwdriver, is 12. Why don't we go ahead and label this together if you'd like to make your life easier. You have to take those two numbers and the wrench. How long was the wrench? Here's the wrench. It was 8 centimeters long. I'm going to write 8 above that word down there. And you're going to find the difference between 12 and 8. How much longer is the screwdriver than the wrench? And you're going to finish the sentence. The screwdriver is blank centimeters longer than the wrench. Okay? So 2 things on your exit ticket. Write the word or the name of the tools from shortest first, next longest to the longest. Then figure out the difference between the screwdriver and the wrench. Okay, you'll be taking a picture of your exit ticket to show your teacher when you're finished. Good luck!